Hello, welcome fellow gamers to this week's game release video from Next of the Round. I am Strino.
And I'm Woopal, and we've got a good lineup of games this week to review, guys. We have a top five to review in detail, but we're also going to go through the other games being released this week, just kind of give you a glimpse of those. So let's jump into it. First up is Encodia, coming out January 26th, PC only. It's a point-and-click adventure game. When I look at this game, I kind of think of like a Big Hero 6 theme. It kind of revolves around a character, Tina, and her robot friend, and they're trying to go through the game and try to figure out what happened to her father and his disappearance. Graphically, looks incredible. It's a cool looking game. It's got a lot of potential if you're a point and click adventure type gamer. Just want to check out Encodia, January 26th.
All right, and the next one that's being released, Raging Blasters. It's kind of a top-down arcade game. It reminds me of Atari's mid '80s. It'd be great if you have an arcade build. I know that I've got one, and I would like to have this game on that arcade just to play with friends. And seems like a lot of fun.
That's right. And a lot of our viewers probably even know what an Atari is, Strano.
That's probably true. It's probably true.
Next up, we have Right, the Eye of Atlantis. Comes out January 27th. This is a VR title only. It's a point and click puzzle game as well. That's becoming kind of a common genre right now. Graphically, as you can imagine for VR, it looks incredible. It kind of bases around the couple of texts from Plato, so it's kind of got a Greek setting. It looks like a pretty cool game. Like I said, graphically it's great. Any of you old gamers that played Myst back in the day, it was kind of a puzzle adventure game, kind of the same type of theme here. But if you got a VR, you might look it up. Right, the Eye of Atlantis.
Yeah, if I had a VR, I'd be on top of that. I loved Myst when I was in high school. I know I'm dating myself right now, but if you can see my face, I'm dating myself, so I'm not going to worry too much about it.
That's right.
the dark the Dark Eye releases on console. It brings the classic point and click experience to the console. I think it looks like a really interesting game. I know they've had the series on PC for a while now, but they're bringing it out for I think it's Switch, Xbox, and the PS4.
Okay, so next up we got Disjunction, coming out January 28th for all consoles and PC. It's a stealth action RPG, single player. It's kind of futuristic, kind of set in the year 2048. You've got three different playable characters, and each kind of have their own style, their own way of either stealth or just right up in your face, run and gun. It's a reactive story, so that's kind of cool. So anything that you do in the game has consequences, good or bad, and kind of shapes your character. Uh, you can augment your abilities throughout the game, so make them more powerful and kind of change them up a little bit as you go. It's kind of like a top-down arcade game as well. For some reason, it reminds me of Among Us. Not to the point of cartoonish like that. It's a lot more advanced than that, but kind of the same style. It's getting good beta reviews right now, so maybe check it out. Disjunction comes out the 28th.
Yes, sir. And next up is, I think the next three, four are horror games. So we're going to start this out with Devour. It's a co-op survival game, which I love games that are co-op. Me and Woopal love to play those together. But I'm not much into the horror. How about you?
No, sir, I don't do horror games very well. Left 4 Dead's about as far as I go.
Okay, yes, sir. I've played the old horror game Half-Life, Half-Life 2, but
Oh yeah.
so many other titles, it's not my cup of tea. But if it's your cup of tea, check out Devour coming out this week.
Along the same lines, guys, another one's Monstrum 2. It's coming out for PlayStation, Xbox, PC. It's coming out 28th. It's a horror game as well. It's a little different though. It's 2 to 5 player, so that part's kind of cool. You can play as a human trying to escape, or you can play as the monster and try to get the humans. So as a monster, you kind of set traps and you kind of lurk around a little bit and try to find them. And as the humans, you had to puzzle your way through there. I don't believe there's any weapons in this game from what I've seen so far. It's strictly puzzle. You've got to kind of hide in the shadows and stealth your way in and out of situations. A lot of cool items and obstacles in the game too to use to your advantage. And every time you play the game, start a new game rather, the scenery and things change up a little bit. Everything's a little bit different, so kind of keeps things unique, kind of kind of unique play style. So Monstrum 2, new action survival horror game coming out on the 28th.
Right. Um, Next up is Medium. It's another choose your own adventure kind of a storyline game. It's got plenty of gore. It reminds me kind of Life is Strange gameplay. If you're familiar with the Life is Strange series, but it's got some disturbing images. I know
Yeah,
Pal, you looked at the video, and there's the one with the girl with the missing arm. It's not my cup of tea, but if you like that sort of thing, it does look like it has some interesting mechanics. And they split the screen between what the medium's seeing in real life and what she's seeing through the medium abilities. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It does look like there's a lot of good features there. So if you really like the horror, I think you'll like Medium.
yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're into that kind of game, it's a good one. I wouldn't recommend playing it in the dark, but to each their own. So to round out this series, guys, we're gonna look at Bonkies last before we go into our top five. Bonkies comes out January 29th. Comes out for all consoles and PC as well. It's a co-op party slash puzzle game. It looks kind of fun. It's gonna be fun to kind of throw down on the couch, and grab some buddies and play the game a little bit. You're a team of monkeys and you're trying to colonize the solar system. So it's kind of cool. And unlike other co-op games and puzzle games, it encourages teamwork instead of competition. So kind of a unique spin a little bit on it. The building reminds me a little bit of Tetris, and the way the physics work, it kind of makes it kind of tough. So could be a fun game to try. So look up Bonkies coming out 29th.
Yeah, when I first looked at Bonkies, I thought, it was for children, but after looking at some of the mechanics, it looks like it'd be tough for me to get some of that right.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it depends on the friends you have, I guess. It depends on how easy this game would be.
All right, next is Stronghold Warlords. It was delayed till March 9th, so we won't be covering that video in this video, but I know that we was really looking forward to it. Wu Pao, you had played some of the Stronghold series, correct?
Oh yeah, I've played just about every one that they've had, and Stronghold's it's a strong title, anyways. And I think they just wanted to get a few things right, had a few bugs to work out, so they pushed it back a couple of months. So not a big deal, but when time comes around, we'll get a review up for that as well.
All right, sounds good. Please like and subscribe, and we'll get to the coverage of the games. The first one up is King Arthur's Knight's Tale.
All right, guys. So as Strano said, first one up, King Arthur's A Knight's Tale. Kind of a unique game. Think along the lines of Magic the Gathering, but a little more advanced than that. It is a turn-based single-player game. It's an RPG, of course. You're kind of playing. It's a little dark twist to the King Arthur series. So you're actually playing as King Arthur's nemesis. So everything is kind of fiendish a little bit in this world. It looks like a pretty cool game. Art styles is really well done. The gameplay is kind of unique. Strano and I were looking at this. It's kind of like got a grid system that's unique to turn-based games. So, Strano, what do you think about that?
I really like it. I mean, it kind of shows what paths your characters can take, and it reminds me of the desktop pen and paper games as far as how you move and interact with the device. So I really like that. Here you're seeing the fire blocking a path. I think that's an interesting feature to add into this.
Yeah, I do as well. And it looks like they've got a good mix of character base. Kind of like got the warrior, got the mage, you got some type of crusader with a shield and stuff. So they've kind of covered all the bases there as well. Looks like, as far as the enemies are concerned, there's a little bit of everything on the game. So it looks like a really cool game. Developer is Neocore Games. Not familiar with Neocore. Then again, I'm not paying much attention to developers and publishers like I should probably. But looks like a really cool twist to a turn-based RPG. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, when you first showed this to me, I was thinking it might be another Lord of the Rings or Lord of the Rings knockoff type deal. It's really cool that they brought in the King Arthur storyline, and they're going with his illegitimate brother, Sir Mordred, as the main protagonist. I think that's a neat idea.
Right, I do too. I agree. I mean, it's kind of cool. It kind of brings in some even goes a little bit more advanced, like I say, Magic the Gathering earlier. Like it has a skill page and it has a page for upgraded items and gear and stuff. So, maybe something to check out, guys. King Arthur: Knight's Tale comes out 26th, so check it out.
Yeah, and this one was brought to us by Kickstarter. A lot of games come through here that way.
That's right.
Next up on the list is sort of the Necromancer. It's a top-down Zelda-like game. The cutscenes and stuff look animated. It looks like it tells a really engaging story here. And I'm looking forward to playing this. It's an adventure co-op game, and I love the old Zelda games. And to be able to play that with a friend seems like a really neat aspect to this.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, it's single player or co-op. You can play either way. Uh, Comes out the 28th of January. So it's kind of it's the old dungeon crawler RPG type game. It does look cool. I'm with you, man. It kind of has that really cool Zelda old style look to it. But it's well done. It looks really smooth. Uh, I could see many hours of play coming to that game for sure.
Yeah, I really like the art is very cohesive. The graphic, I really like the way that it looks.
Yeah, I agree. And it's one cool aspect of the game. I was looking at it a little bit. Um, I don't know if it's a weapon or what it is exactly in the game. I still got to research it some more, but you can actually turn the foes into allies. You can build looks like a big group of allies with you to kind of help you fight through the dungeon and stuff. So that's kind of a cool take on the game.
That's neat. That is neat. Kind of reminds me of the old Syndicate for anybody that lived through the 90s.
All right, guys. Third up is Sims 4, the Paranormal Stuff Pack. Comes out January 26th. PC, Xbox, PlayStation. It's kind of a weird timing for Paranormal Pack to be coming out in the middle of January, but other than that, it looks kind of cool. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Got a lot of the normal stuff packs. Got a new haunted house. It's got some ghosts. It's got a ways to interact with, communicate with the ghosts. So typical Sims, they just overload you with new stuff in the genre. But I don't know much about Sims. Good thing is, Trino's daughter is heavy into Sims, so he can probably give us a little better perspective on this one.
Yes, sir. My daughter is a Sims fanatic. She loves everything Sims. Sims 4. She plays for hours on end. She's not extremely excited about this expansion pack. She said hopefully it'll go on sale come October because maybe she'll be kind of into what's going on. She was very disappointed to hear that you're going to have to start a whole new household. You can't add these elements to a household that already exists. Yeah, Sims 4 expansion pack. If you're into the paranormal, though, I think it's kind of a neat add-on. If you really like this sort of thing, I'm sure that you're eager and ready to sign up for it.
That's right. January 26th, guys. Sims 4 Paranormal Stuff Pack.
Number 4 on our list is TOHU. It's a adventure game, puzzle type. Really likes these puzzle point and click kind of games, and this one's art and sounds are just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It looks really engaging for an audience that likes that typical indie kind of adventure game. It comes up 28th. Comes out for Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Um, it's kind of centered around like a unique fish planet. I guess that's kind of how they describe it, anyways. And, and like Strano said, the graphics are really cool. I mean, it's cartoony, but it's really really well done, and the soundscape in the game is incredible. I think they've done a really nice job with this one.
It has a little bit of moon logic to it, but if you're into these kind of games, you're used to kind of having to click around and find out how to solve these puzzles and stuff. So I think it'd be a lot interesting for a lot of different people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just the graphics and sound alone is probably gonna be worth it for some. And if you like the point and click puzzle games, guys, this is the one for you. So check out TOHU coming out January 28th. All right, guys, finally on the list, we have Gods Will Fall. Comes out January 29th. Comes out for Xbox, PC, and that's all I know of right now. I'm sure it'll come on PlayStation, maybe Switch later. But single player, unfortunately. It is an action adventure game. Any action adventure game, I always look for multiplayer because Trino and I kind of dig those games.
Yeah,
This
we
one,
can play together.
exactly. This one has 8 different playable warriors that you can choose from. I think they all kind of have their different strengths and weaknesses depending on kind of which god or which realm you're battling at the time. Uh, it's definitely a hack and slash title. So if you're big into just getting in and cutting stuff up, this is the game right here.
Yes, sir. And I really like the art style that it's putting forth. It kind of reminds me of like the mid tier Zelda games, the 2000s, the early 2000s. in the art style, and I like the fact that each character kind of has its own strengths and weaknesses. You definitely can feel the the dynamics. I think if you fail to beat a realm, you're able to take another character and go rescue. So it's almost like you got 8 chances
True.
each round to fight the god.
That's true too. That's what makes it kind of cool. And the good thing is, I mean, it's a new game coming out, but it's on Steam. It's like $25. So it's pretty cheap, you know. It's also has a Valiant edition for like $5 or $6 more. The Valiant edition kind of gives you, of course, the full game, the standard game. Plus, you get 3 different gods to fight through. More, I think, a couple classes maybe that's added on, items and skills and all that good stuff. So maybe something to check out. Of course, it's on Steam. That's you look it all up on there. So that is Gods Will Fall, coming out January 29th.
Thanks for watching. That's the end of the video of this week's releases from Mechs of the Round. We're just a couple dads who love gaming. Be sure to check us out next week for those releases coming next week.
That's right. And thanks again, guys, for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Helps us out a lot. And also, don't forget, we recently launched our website, mexoftheround.com. So more video game reviews, technology reviews coming your way soon, guys. Thanks a lot.